guys, Dr. Nicole Bonner here with Healing Hands Manahawkin. Thank you so much for joining me. Today, I want to talk to you about a little part of your brain called the brainstem. The brainstem is super fascinating because, first of all, it's the tail of the brain that passes through a hole in the bottom of your skull, and it passes through the top bone of your spine. This bone is called your atlas. Chiropractors love the atlas. Let me tell you why. And let me tell you why the atlas is important for you as well. That bone is significant because it supports the weight of your skull along with other structures as well. And it's responsible for holding up your head upright over your shoulders. And it's also the bone that allows your head to move up and down, just like this, right? So when I ask you a question, the answer is always yes, that's your atlas moving. How cool is that? So why is this bone so important? Well, it's important because the atlas is attached to your brainstem with a multitude of muscles and ligaments. And the brainstem is responsible for controlling almost every vital function of your life. This is where the whole autonomic nervous system, or a big part of the autonomic nervous system, lives. And that accounts for things like your heart rate, your digestion, your sleep, your consciousness, and your breathing. Anybody out there have sleep apnea? If you have to sleep with one of those big CPAP machines, right? Anybody out there watching this video that has that? That's because there's a dysfunction somewhere in the brainstem. The brainstem controls your subconscious breathing centers, okay? It's because of your brainstem that you know to breathe when you're in a sleeping state. How do you like those apples? Anybody get a racing heart, like tachycardia, right? Does anybody have insomnia or you can't sleep well at night? Guess what, guys? All of those things are controlled by your brainstem, okay? Your brainstem tells your body to do all of those things. So if there's damage to the central nervous system or to the brainstem, which sometimes happens even during a normal routine hospital birth, that may affect not only the muscles that surround that area, but the nerves. And those nerves control things like breastfeeding. Any moms out there who had difficulty nursing their babies? Brainstem problem. Digestion, draining fluid from the ears. Guys, have you ever heard of a baby that has chronic ear infections and they start under chiropractic care and they no longer have chronic ear infections? Do you know why that is? It's because the nerves in the brainstem actually regulate and control the drainage of the ears. It's what they control. The nerves in the brainstem, they branch off the brainstem and they control your sinuses. They control your immune system. In the last 3 to 4 years, what have we dealt with? They scared the bleep. Yeah, I bleeped it. They scared the bleep out of us over a virus, right, that swept through the planet. And, some people did really well when they got this virus. They just got the sniffles, right? Somebody came in today. I have a patient who is in her 80s, and she's like, Dr. Nicole, you're never going to believe this, but I went this whole time and I didn't get the COVID and just got COVID. I can't believe it, right? And she's in her 80s, and I go, how'd you do? And she said, I did absolutely fine. She's like, I had a cold. It was like having a cold for a couple of days, and it was absolutely fine. Well, she's been getting regular chiropractic care now for probably about 5 years now. Regularly, every single week, she gets her spine and nervous system checked. And then there are other people that we hear about who get COVID, and God forbid they die. They don't make it through the disease. Well, why is that? What is the difference between one body that gets the same disease and another body that gets the same disease? And the difference is how one body responds to the disease versus the other. All right. Your brainstem also controls all of your sensory processing. How many times have you guys heard my son or my daughter has sensory processing disorders? So that controls the processing of the eyes, the eyesight, the auditory, the smell, and the touch. Brainstem also controls motor development, speech development, and the brainstem controls all the communication and coordination for social, emotional, behavioral, memory, and decision making. That little guy is pretty little, but that is a lot of responsibility for a little guy, isn't it? Okay, so here's the deal. The atlas can also be out of proper alignment after going through the birthing process, or even as we're kids and we're learning how to ride our bike, we fall off our bike, or anybody else fall down the stairs like I did. I fell down a huge flight of stairs when I was a little kid. All of these different stresses and traumas can shift the brainstem out of alignment, and even the slightest amount of pressure produces neurological changes on the brainstem. So if there's a significant change to the brainstem, there's a condition called dysautonomia. Did I say it right? Right? That can follow. So this refers to a multiple of health conditions that are caused by problems with the autonomic nervous system. Some of those problems in adults we can see like things like anxiety and digestive problems and GERD and heart rate problems. And sometimes we see all of these problems happening, and guess where we go? We go to the medical doctor. The medical doctor just runs all these tests. They take a bunch of blood and they say, nothing is wrong with you. You're totally fine. You're totally healthy. You say, how can that be? I can't digest my food. Well, the one place that they didn't look was brainstem function and atlas placement. Okay, guys. Well, hopefully that information blesses you. Thank you so much for joining me. Please leave us some love in the comments. See you soon.